Alright, welcome back to the workshop. And today we're going to be working on truing up the flywheels. Well, putting together the flywheel assembly and then truing that up for installation into the crankcases. So to do that, you saw me last time, I built this center stand so I could true up against it. And I had purchased this dial indicator with a mag base. Oop, needs to get tightened. To actually use the mag base, I just screwed down a strip of steel here so I could actually click it to it and then position it. So that was my solution for that. Currently the base is clamped against the table. So we're going to work on assembling those flywheels together. We have to assemble it, torque the nut to spec, and then start truing it. So that's going to be the hard part first, is torquing that nut. I have my specs here from the Bible, the how to rebuild your classic Harley Davidson. By I think it was Bruce Palmer, and he says the crank pin nut torque for the for the connecting rods pin is 60 to 100 foot-pounds or pound-feet. So that's what we got to shoot for. Focus. There we go. All right, we're over at the clean side of the bench now. We have our flywheel halves. This is the left side half, which has the shaft for the gear sprocket for the primary. There are two con rods. You have the blade and the fork. You can also front and rear. That's another way to think of it. At least for models after 1938, you switch them that way. Here are our rollers over here. Assembly lube. And the other half. Oh, bring it into place. And our other half of the flywheel assembly. Alright, so we move these to make it more sense. There we go. So, what we want to do is we want to put these cages in. These have the new rollers, the standard size. I measure them to be the right size. And the keys actually stuck in here, and that's okay. I don't need to remove it. That makes getting these rollers on actually a little more difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the one on this side, drop it in over, and actually got to remove the roller on the opposite side too. There. Now I can drop that side in past the key. This wall, wow, I'm fully retarded. Let me go chase that. All right, I'm back. Gosh, that was really dumb of me. I tipped the cage over, and the rollers fell out. So you gotta try not to do that. Lucky I found the roller, and it's still clean. Oops. They are really easy to come out though, but I have to do like that. The flat side goes towards the flywheel on each side of those. You have our blade rollers here, the longer ones. So we remove the half of the cage, just like that. Move one of the rollers on one side, and then three of the rollers on the other side. Well, one of the rollers on the other side, see if we can sneak it past the key. There, just like that. Reinstall that rollers. Reinstall the top half of the cage. There we go. And they're pretty tight. Now we put the other half on. This half is a little harder because of all the rollers in it, but basically flip that over. And actually I'm going to flip the whole assembly over to do it. Use this cage here to assist it. There we go. It's a lot easier if you don't have the flywheel, the key stuck in the flywheel. You just lift the cage up a little, get the roller in there. There we go. Okay, lost it. There we go. Make sure we have them all. Yep, there we are. there's the whole assembly. Alright, so this flywheel is left side, so this one's the right side. So which way does the bearing go? The conrods go? Well, fork rod's the rear, blade rod's the front. Put them together like that. I took them off with the numbers both matching the same side, so I'll put it back that way. The casting numbers you can see here. Right there, and right there. So, and this one's the rear, this is the right side, which means front's over that way. So I'll put them like this. So they go on like that. Sound pretty good? Alright. Before that, we gotta lube it though. So, lift this back off. Carefully not losing the rollers. There we go. I'm going to pop out our assembly lube here. We'll just put that on. I did make sure that if you saw in the cleaning video, the hole that feeds the oil runs through the shaft here, through the flywheel, and up through the conrod, and it comes out a hole. I made sure that hole was clean before I did this. So is this open? Yep, that's open, so snip it. And some assembly lube. So now we'll just go ahead and lube up these. We'll lift them up too. Lube the side rods. I'll lube on this side. I take a pick. And I probably should have done this before I dropped that on. We'll lube up inside that wall there. The wall between them. It's not working. Alright, I'm going to have to take that top roller off again. Shoot. Wrong order for everything. Alright. Alright, that order was done. So I removed the roller cage again. And now I'm going to put some of the lube here. There you go. Just enough. Just to get this whole area lubed. Good amount. And this is, you know, just until the oil can take over afterwards. There you go. Pretty good. Alright, now put the cage back in. Same way you did before. Move one. Move the other. Lift up the top cage for assistance. Oops. There you go. One in. Put the other back in from the other side. There you go. Rollers are in. Sweet. Now we can make sure we don't get any lint on there. We use a microfiber. There we go. Yeah, that's nice and clean. Now you can put the lube on. Get all nice and good. Roll them around. And basically I'm going to make sure this is just well lubed. Work the lube all into the rollers and onto the conrod. Or the connecting crank pin, I should say. go. All right, that's pretty good. So next are the conrods. Like I said, fork blade. I have them when the numbers facing up. I took them off, so I put it back on that way. Blade goes to the front. Front is this way. And before I do that, I'll just lube them. Just cause it's already out. Might as well. Move them here and lube them on their sides. There you go. Just make sure there's something on that surface before the oil can reach it. You don't want to be running the engine dry when you first start it up. There we go. There's one. Here's so it doesn't get dirty. Do the other one. The assembly lube's pretty sticky stuff, and that's kind of what you want, so that it sticks and doesn't drain back. Some people use oil for assembly. That's fine if you're going to rebuild it really closely. You know, like you put the rest of the engine back together soon, and then fire it up. But the oil will actually drain back if you leave it too long, and then the parts will be kind of dry. So if you know you're not going to be touching it for a while, then doing it this way, doing it with assembly lube is a little bit better. There we go. Get it all in the crook. It's there. All over. There we go. Alright, now we can put them on. Numbers up. Blades facing forward. Feels great. Alright. Now's the tricky part, putting the other half on. So get a screwdriver on that, take that screw off that holds flywheel in place. The little screw, the nut catch, or what they call it. Get this over here, clean this off again really well. Especially on the taper, make sure that's nice and clean. Clean the taper really well. Okay. Alright, it's good. Clean off this half of the taper too. Alright. Then we're going to set it down. Oh, one thing before that. Where did I put it? There you go. The Loctite 242. So, put the taper on, put the flywheel on, fit them like that. Watch your key position. Pretty good. Alright. A little thread locker. There we go. And which way does this go on? And you see this little scoring from when we took it off. So that side was on already. So this side goes forward. If you want it the same way you took it off. There we go. Now we gotta get the wrench on that. So, gotta get the big socket. There we are. I'm gonna work this shaft around like that. And those conrods are correct. Yep. So, put that off. Start let's see what we're first at. Let's try. Yeah, let's try 20. Yep. There's 20. Put these away. Alright. Pick up the 30. Yep, come on. I gotta put this in the vise. Alright. I'll put it in the vise and I'll get back to you. Alright. I got sitting up in the leg vise here. Let me show you. Like that. I don't have that vise mounted yet. You might recall that's the same vise I used when I actually took that nut off in the first place. But now we'll put it back on. Alright, so Harley has this set to 30. I'm going to straddle it while I use it. Still spinning. I need it tighter. This is why it'd be good to have it actually put together, mounted. I have a cloth on the shaft so I don't mar it. Yep, very good. That's 30. Please get 50. Gosh, I hope so. Yeah, it feels like the vise didn't even do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna try something else. I'll get back to you. Alright, this might look a little weird, but I'm actually pinched on one flywheel on the top. On the top, it's actually thinned out on this section, where about from here to here, and actually you can reach those jaws in and get it without actually touching the other flywheel. So, that's the strategy now. Now I'll straddle it again. And we're going to sit for 50. That's 50. Can we please get 60? Minimum. 60. Alright, 60 to 100, so let's keep going. That's 70. Especially because it's an old torque wrench. I don't trust it as much. Yep, we're losing it in the vise. Yep, we're losing it in the vise. And we loosen it. Okay, retighten it. Lift it just off with the vise. Don't want the flywheel, don't want the top one touching the jaw. There we go. Tighten it up again. Tighter and tighter. All right, pretty good. See if we can get 70. That's 70. Let's go 80 and call it good. There, 80. Double check. There we go. 80 pound-feet. All right, now I can take this off and we can get it back on the, ooh, man, it's tight. And get it back on the other race, sorry, on, ooh, get it back on the table. All right, got it back on the table now. All torqued up. We'll check in side play. And we also got to clean up. Those jaws weren't clean, so that's a little rust in there. I'll just clean that up by hand. That's not bad, and it didn't really mar it. So, it's good. It's exactly what we want. I'll just take a little rag to that or something. Try to position it downward so any rust falls away from the rollers. There you go. Same on the back side. And there you go, nice and clean. Beautiful. Now I'll bring it back on. And we want to put the little catch on that, which is this. This just fits over like so. Either in this position or in this position. Ah, it looks like I need a... There it is. And then you just put the screw in. Use a little Loctite. Just a little bit. There you go. We'll drive it down. Soak up the excess. There we go. Hit that with a little impact, a handheld impact. I'll go grab it. Make sure it's on the wood, so I'm not hitting in free air. Let's see, the impact will turn wrong way. Good. Place that. Oops, back in. Place it in the slot, turn it, and just tighten it down. There you go. There's a flywheel assembly, all installed. Now we can measure for the concentricity between the shafts and their runout, and the side play here between the conrod and the case. Side play is conrod end play between the flywheels, a 6 thou to 10 thou. So, let me get set up and then I'll show you how to do that next. Alright, we're going to install it, or place it into the jig here. Before we do that, we'll get a little lube on these cones. That's good. Make sure our pinion feed is still clear. You do that by blowing into it. And if you can blow air through it, you know it's a clear passage. Alright. Install it. There's one. Got the cards. Put my wrench on here. Shoot. Hard to multitask this. Put the cone up into that. Hold it while you grab this one in. And get it in the center. There you go. Now you have a little fixture. Measure runout. Alright. Sweet. So, to measure the end play on the counter rods, here they are. Side to side end play between the flywheels. Grab my feeler gauges. So, start at 6. We want to know if we at least have the minimum between the two. Alright, 6 fits. Make sure these are clean before sticking them in. No pun intended. Alright, let's try our 10. See what we get. Uh-oh, 10 slides in. Let's see what it goes up to. A 20? 20 don't fit. Let's try a 15. 15 don't fit. So 14. Barely. 13. I'd say it's more 13 than anything. Alright, so it's 13. We want 10. What do we do? Well, what you can do is you can take these back and tighten those sides down. And by tightening those down, you can actually get more, you can squeeze the flywheels farther up on the tapers, and you can get some distance back. For me, 13, I'm going to say it's okay. It's survivable, it's livable for now. And I think it'll be fine. Alright. Nice and good. What's more important is this concentricity here. That's what we want to make sure is actually going to work. So we want concentricity between this port and this point of these shafts to actually be within, and what's the spec? Within 1 thou. Okay, that's a tall order. We can do it. So grab the mic, sit it down. Just adjust it in. All right. Put the mic up over here. There you go. Let's see what we got. Got 5. 6. Got. Then you can look at this. If I just pull it, you got wiggle in there. So we just want to measure gently then. Just rolling this and not trying to force it in any direction. Yeah. I'm just going to flip the counter off to this side. They're catching over here. So I'm going to roll it carefully. I'll get my gloves off for this. That's a thou. Wow. That's incredible. I'm going to double measure that after this, because there's no way in hell that really should be that good already. All right, let's measure the other side in the meantime. Just want to minimize our cosine errors as much as we can. There we go. Block a wood on these rods so they don't judder. Yeah, this flex is why the original steel jig is a lot better, but we got what we got. See, even just pressing the base gives a thou. So I'm gonna back off these screws just a little bit. Now it wants the free spin. Nice. Oops. Couple thou. I got about 5, 4 over there. Yeah, about 5. Alright, so high spot is up, increasing. High spot's right here, opposite of the con rod. The spot's on the con rod. Means I shift it like that. I'll take this here. Keep it underneath. And, well, you just hit it. I wonder if that's actually, because that's not on the bearing surface. Hold on. Maybe adjust. All right. Nice spots here. Put the wedges up on the other flywheel. If there's any change. Nope, not really. Nice spot. Basically, you gotta go back and forth and do this a shit ton of times. I'll bring you back in when it's trued. Alright, that's been a couple, maybe an hour or so now at this. Really getting it together. I was fighting back and forth between the two for sure, with the two sides. And it's hard because I only have one mic, so I had to keep swapping it over and over to make adjustments and to read them. But I have it now to about 1,000 a bit more total runout, and that's the best I could pull in that whole time. So, and they're matched on both sides, so they both kind of move together. You know, the high sides are both over here, over this area. So they'll at least not rocking together with the high sides. They're moving together with the high sides. So that makes it a little better for me to stomach the fact that they're not under the tolerance. That's fine. But yeah, they're good to go. Now, so we can work on cleaning up the rest of the crankcases. I want to get the last bit of the gaskets off before we actually put these in. Just because it'll be easiest to clean them now when the flywheel is not assembled. So I'm gonna tear this all down, remove this, put it in somewhere safe. If I drop this, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing all over again, which I don't want to have to do. All right, so put this somewhere safe, go grab the crankcases and clean them up.